In short-term memory, we hold, 4 pieces of information, roughly. Maybe it can get a little bit better with training, but it actually doesn't seem like when we're talking about training memory, it doesn't really appear like our memory systems themselves get massively better. Long term, maybe a little bit more than short term. So, in terms of like speed of access, that might change. But with short term memory, actually, short term memory kind of feels like it works roughly the same. Maybe with practicing it more and more often, you can get the system of memory to be a little bit stronger. But actually, if we want to improve short term memory, the very best thing that we can do is to start working on anything that brings down stress. So stress reduction techniques are almost the best thing that you can do for short-term memory, just because that's essentially what's going on here. When you want to be in a calm state, so your brain's like, okay, well, something's over here, I better pay attention to that, but I better also pay attention to what's over here and here and here. In case one of them kicks off, I don't want to have to hear a noise from over here and be like, oh, I totally forgot everything about that. I want to be primed so that if it does kick off, I'm switching my attention and go, okay, cool, I know what to expect over here. Let's see if things look any different. So anytime that we're wanting to improve our short-term memory, is it, why did I come into this room? Is it, oh, you just told me your name? I've totally forgotten. Being able to be present really just depends on you being able to be calm, and stress reduction is your route to being calm and therefore having improved short-term memory. Now, when it comes to things that you can do specifically for better stress reduction, the biggest thing that I can recommend is to work on opening out your peripheral vision. So, you can do stress reduction all the standard ways, but if you think of how we're tying in short-term memory with stress specifically, remember, if you take it from like an evolutionary perspective, somebody just out on a field scanning the plane, scanning the environment, what they want to do is when they're relaxed, they want to have their peripheral field opened up. They're not highly focused on any one thing, on any one position. They're just taking in as much of the information at once as possible. And then really we just want to do that in 4 different positions. So like, see, what does this picture look like? It's like a tree and a bush and a rock and a hedge, and there's a bird and there's a deer. What if I turn around over here? Or what if I look up at the sky? Or what if I look down on the ground? I want to have sort of 4 little sets of wide open pictures that I can memorize, so that when I start hearing a noise or when, something happens, I'm able to redirect my attention and not be starting from scratch with absorbing information. I want to be able to just figure out what looks different, focus in on that. So if you want to improve your short-term memory, probably one of the best things that you can do, work on your peripheral vision. That will go a long way to lowering your stress levels, and you'll find it's much easier to create those chunks that you're going to put into each of your sort of 2 to 4 short-term memory slots.